Yeah. So I think I've asked it before, but so when my mind is really twirling around, and I'll catch a thought, and I'll say, "Is that true?" And usually, uh, it's no. I'm pretty good at fair at that. But then right after I go no, then the next negative thought will come up,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll say, "Is that true?" No. I don't have to go any farther. But now sometimes they'll just keep going, as you know, like endlessly. And then at some point I'll go, well, is that true? Is that true? Then I start losing my enthusiasm for asking the question and getting that nice no. And then after a while, it's like, oh, just forget it. Now,
Mm.
would Byron Katie say, or what you would say, when you even go, okay, I'm tired of this. Would you then ask, is that true? Or is there another thing that you could do to like sort of rest and reset before you go back to, is it true?
Right. Yeah, because it becomes almost cliche after a while, right? Oh, is it true? Is it true? Like it's like you just keep repeating it. After a while, you're not even thinking of the meaning of it anymore. It just becomes, yeah, meaningless. Yeah. So the trick is to slow it down, really. And maybe one way is, like you said, taking a break and coming back to it. The other way is to just slow it down further. Like the mind is hard to slow down when you're just doing the work in your mind. But when you bring it onto paper or bring it onto something on your computer where you're typing out the work, or if you're speaking it with a partner, then it slows down a little further. And so then you go from is it true to can you absolutely know it's true, and then how do I react, and who would you be without the thought, and go through the turnarounds, and that whole that whole battery of questions just keeps slowing things down, slowing things down, slowing things down, and it just drops you in closer and closer to, oh wow, I don't know what's going on, and you really are in it, as opposed to just kind of spinning your wheels doing the work. So that would be that's my suggestion. That's what works for me. Is if I can't slow the mind down on its own, just doing the work mentally, then I take it to paper. I do the formal inquiry. And it can only take 5, 10, 20 minutes of writing it out in a notebook, and there it is. Suddenly I'm seeing all kinds of interesting nuances, and that keeps the mind interested. So, yeah. Sometimes when I'm just out and about and I'm not doing the work, or I'm not formally doing the work, I also really love question 4. Like, who would I be without this thought? Right in that moment, when I'm thinking, oh, you know, this is not the way it should be. And then it's like, who would I be without that thought right then? And it's a creative kind of thinking. Who would I be? And that sometimes slows me down. But nothing substitutes for doing the work on paper, or with a partner like that.